Books updating the classification systems used by many libraries are not free. In fact, they're very expensive. The only way to sell copies of them is to make the potential buyers believe they need to adopt the most recent system. Thus, these frequent changes in the classification systems are just a ploy by the publishers to make libraries buy their products.
All right, so what is our conclusion?
These frequent changes in the classification system are just a ploy by the publishers to make libraries buy their products.
And what's our reasoning for that?
They're very expensive actually, and then the only way to sell these copies is to make the potential buyers believe they need to adopt the most recent system.
Yeah. Is that good reason for why this is just a ploy to make libraries buy their products? Do you think that just because they're expensive and the only way to sell copies is to make the buyers believe they need them is sufficient for guaranteeing that this is just a ploy to make libraries buy them?
No.
No, why not?
Because when something is expensive, it could still be valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if it is valuable? What if they actually do need them?
They do need them, but they're not really into it because listen, it's too expensive. I don't need it. But yeah, you do need them. So
this is my flaw here is like, what if, yeah, maybe they are very expensive and maybe they do make the potential buyers believe they need them, but maybe they actually really do need them, right?
Yeah, I guess I didn't think like I didn't,
like let's think about, I'm trying to think of something that's expensive that people need. Maybe a lawyer, right? Maybe a lawyer is very expensive and lawyers make people believe that they need them. So is telling people that they need a lawyer just a ploy to get people to use your services? Or could the lawyer be very expensive and make people believe you need them, but you really do actually need the lawyer?
We actually do need the lawyer.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So let's try to find something like that for answer choices.
Okay. Claims without providing warrant that the books are unreasonably expensive. I mean, I don't think that's one. I mean, no.
Awesome.
It is expensive. Conclude that a possible ulterior motive must be the only motive. Well, when you say, you explained it, so yeah, it's B. Which one did I choose? Fails to consider that there may be potential buyers of these books and other libraries. No, that's not it.
Yeah, because we don't care about people other than libraries at all. We're talking about the library specifically.
Okay. Concludes that there's no need ever to change classification systems. So I chose D. I don't know why. And then that just seems really strong.
Do we conclude that there's no need to ever change? Or are we saying we're talking about frequent changes? So maybe do you see that difference?
I do.
So we're not saying like, hey, you don't ever have to change. We're just saying all these frequent changes are just a ploy. All right, and what about E?
Fails to consider that the libraries cannot afford to buy every book they want. We're not talking about every book. We're just talking about the books about classification systems. So no.
Yeah, and even if they could afford every book they want, that doesn't mean that these classification systems aren't just a ploy. Like, I'm sure like there's people out there that are rich that can afford anything that they want, but people are still trying to ploy into having them spend their money. So yeah, we conclude that a possible ulterior motive for selling these classification systems must be the only motive of selling them.